Charles and Camilla to be crowned side by side, Prince of Wales's plans for a scaled-down coronation code-named Operation Golden Orb that will be shorter and cheaper are revealed. Camilla will be crowned alongside Charles in a coronation that will be radically streamlined, the Mail on Sunday can reveal. The service at Westminster Abbey will be markedly shorter and cheaper than in the past under plans being drawn up with the code name Operation Golden Orb. The Prince of Wales has already let it be known that he favors a leaner, more modern monarchy, and his coronation service, whenever it comes, is expected to set the tone for his reign. Last week the Queen declared it was her sincere wish that Camilla would be known as Queen Consort when, in the fullness of time, her son becomes king. There is no suggestion that the Queen is unwell, despite coming into contact with Prince Charles 2 days before he tested positive for coronavirus last week, but her comments started a national conversation about the future of the monarchy. Behind the scenes, plans are underway for an overhaul of the only remaining religious coronation in Europe. A source said that it would be shorter, sooner, smaller, less expensive and more representative of different community groups and faiths. The coronation will happen within a year of Charles's accession, and its acknowledgement of the religious and cultural diversity of modern Britain will mark a significant departure from the Queen's coronation on June 2, 1953, which reflected the nation and empire of the time. Prince Philip, as a male consort, was not entitled to be crowned, but instead knelt before his wife during the coronation and pledged to be her liege man of life and limb. The last time a queen consort was crowned was in 1937 when the Queen's mother, Elizabeth, sat alongside King George VI. This newspaper also understands that Charles wishes to use a new design on the official insignia which appears on post boxes and police officers' uniforms, choosing the simpler Tudor crown to replace the current St. Edward's design. The new plans will mark a radical departure from the coronation of Elizabeth II, who had been queen for 16 months by the time of her lavish ceremony. A long carriage procession transported more than 8,000 dignitaries to Westminster Abbey, where many were accommodated on makeshift benches. More than 40,000 troops were involved in the parade, including 30,000 lining the streets. The ceremony, the first to be televised, lasted more than 3 hours and required the Queen to make several outfit changes. But 7 decades on, guests will be limited to a maximum of 2,000, and the service will be far shorter because you have to consider Charles's age, a source said. There will be far fewer protectorates who will expect to be invited. In 1953 the Queen of Tonga refused to put the cover up on her carriage despite the pouring rain and delighted the crowds by beaming and waving regardless. But Tonga is no longer a British protectorate, becoming fully independent in 1970. And Barbados recently dropped the Queen as head of state. While aspects of the service will be overhauled in favor of reflecting a modern-day Britain, it will remain an Anglican service with the vows not expected to change. At one time it was reported that Charles wanted to be known as Defender of Faith to reflect Britain's multicultural society, but a source close to the prince said, Charles will definitely be Defender of the Faith. There's been debate over that, but that's certain. Charles was considered progressive 50 years ago when he spoke about interfaith dialogue, and that will certainly be part of the ceremony. He thinks of the UK as a community comprising different communities, and you should expect all those communities represented. Not only will the number of guests be a quarter of the contingent in 1953, there will also be fewer members of the royal family. A source said, it will be a slimmed-down monarchy on display throughout. I wouldn't be surprised to see just Charles and Camilla, Kate and William and their children on the Buckingham Palace balcony afterwards. The organizing committee is shrouded in secrecy, but several key figures have been driving discussions between the palace, the cabinet office, the church and the military, among others. A source said, "It will be a slimmed-down monarchy on display throughout. I wouldn't be surprised to see just Charles and Camilla, Kate and William and their children on the Buckingham Palace balcony afterwards." The organizing committee is shrouded in secrecy, but several key figures have been driving discussions between the palace, the cabinet office, the church and the military, among others.